What's going on, guys? Today's episode might be a little bit different. However, it's getting to the point to where I say that so much, I think that could be the tagline for this show, which is, this episode might be a little bit different. But at any rate, it's almost midnight. It's 11:45. I took a little bit of a nap, and when I say a little bit of a nap, I mean it's 11:45. I had a headache today that was so bad that, like, it was causing my eyes, like, when my heart would beat, it would hurt so bad in my head that my eyes would actually almost pulsate with the pain. So with that being said, I was thinking about, I was going to try to vlog. I was like, all right, when I wake up, and then I woke up and I'm like, it's 11:45, what am I going to do? And I could probably force some stuff and be like, oh man, look at this sheet that Tracy and I changed on the baby bed or something like that. But I thought instead of doing that, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, I think I'm going to do a story time. I've been trying to do a lot of positive stuff lately. I taught myself how to solve a Rubik's Cube because I was like, cool, that's motivating because, like, I did something, right? Yesterday, 2 days ago, I don't know, whenever my mind isn't working right now. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I taught myself how to ollie on a skateboard. I like to try to motivate and I like to try to just be positive. Today's not necessarily a motivating story, but it's a positive story. I want to take one of the worst periods in my life, which was working at GameStop, not because of the people, but because of the company. And I want to talk about the positives that it brought. Because I do believe that in most situations, even if it's a negative situation, I do believe that there are positives. Don't take this as a pro GameStop message. I still think that GameStop is one of the worst, most vile companies out there as far as treating their employees. I could get a lot into that, but I'm sure somehow there's something that I would say that would be against the law that I probably signed in a contract when I started working there that I'm not allowed to discuss, so I'll just save that for probably never. GameStop, let me actually start that over. EB Games is where I started. I'm a big EB Games fan. You see, EB Games had a thing where if an employee thought that the store would do better selling this game versus that, well, they could document it. It's none of this crap where every store has to be the same whether you're in Los Angeles, California, or some random town in Maine. But that's not what this message is about. So, I want to talk about some of the positives. One positive is, almost, I would say, that's Tracy coughing. She's been really sick today. I hope I'm not waking her up by recording either. Most of the people that I've met that are currently in my life, not all, but a lot of, were specifically from GameStop. Whether it's people I worked with, such as Gabe, who's the Dungeon Masters in my Dungeons & Dragons game. Side note, I missed tonight. Super bad headache. Gabe, I really hope you understand. I didn't miss on purpose. I hate that I missed it, and I feel like I let you guys down. I'm sorry. Gabe, and then my boss, John, who was like a father figure. That's not saying I didn't have a father, but it was just another guy that I could rely on. Cindy, the girl that took pictures in the vlog like a week ago, she worked at GameStop with me, and that's where I met her. Also, side note, if you remember, I think the last story time, Cindy is friends with Tracy, which is kind of how I got to know Tracy, so hypothetically EB Games is, kind of crucial to me having a family now, because if I didn't work there, I may not have ever met Tracy and who knew where I'd be. The list goes on and on. I worked with a ton of great people, people that I still talk to this day. Second, because of EB Games, this was actually post GameStop buying EB Games out, but anyway, a guy that I know named Harvey Cruz, I met him, and I actually, because of EB Games, got to work on a movie. It was a horror movie. Harvey had wrote it. I was helping him just get stuff together. We actually filmed a little bit of it, and then we put up a trailer, and a whole bunch of bad stuff happened, and the movie was actually kind of cursed. There was, like, even people that, like, not directly related, but indirectly, that people die. It was real weird. I can save that actually for maybe another story time, because that whole situation was just really, really weird. So anyway, because of GameStop, I got to work on a film, and actually because of that film, we did a casting call on it at a local hotel, and I met a guy named Lance Blaylock. Now, Lance knew that I was big into film, and 2 years ago? maybe 2 years ago. I actually got with him. He sent me a message and he said, hey man, are you still trying to do some film stuff, blah blah blah. And I said, hey, absolutely dude, like what's going on? And Lance was like, hey man, you know, come up, we're gonna shoot this film and whatever. It's really cool. It's actually called Night of the Were-Rooster. It was a super, you know, low budget independent horror film. It was really, really cool. Not a lot of cursing actually. It actually could be good for all audiences because a lot of it's insinuated. So it's got really like a throwback to like 80s horror, and I really, really dig that. But anyway, the point is, I met Lance, who let me work on a film. This movie actually went to the Mad Monster Party in Charlotte, and it won Best Film there. So I've hypothetically worked on an award-winning film. Although it was an award at a film festival, it's not like it's an Oscar or anything, but I have worked on a film that won Best Film in something. Also not story-related, but I think I've told you guys that my cat has to be around me a lot. He generally sits in the chair and chills with me when I record here. Next thing is, remember my buddy Evan that I would talk about all the time, and I would go over his house when he was here from, you know, after he moved back from Korea, and now he's in Japan? Yeah, GameStop actually kind of, I'm not going to say saved my friendship with him because it wasn't on the rocks. What I mean is, me and Evan were really, really good friends in middle school, 6th through 8th grade. We had a bunch of classes together, I'd hang out with him all the time, blah, blah, blah. It was super awesome. 9th grade came, Evan was in band, I played football. Played football for 1 year, I wasn't like awesome or anything. I actually sucked really bad. But anyway, so Evan was in the band. Anyway, classes got separated. I think in high school we had one class together over all 4 years. So we didn't really see each other a lot. And obviously if you're not with somebody, you kind of slowly start to grow apart. And so after high school, we did have the one class together, and I think I even went over to his house a couple of times, but it was like, so we didn't see each other all the time, so our friendship kind of just, you know, I mean, it just didn't happen. GameStop came around, EB Games. He would come in, look at the retro games. Evan's big into collecting retro games. If you couldn't pick that up on, we always played everything retro. So Evan started coming in, and then through that, I started talking to him again, and I actually started hanging out with him again. And so GameStop actually kind of saved that friendship. Again, I don't mean saved in an aspect of it was on the rocks. I just mean from where we didn't see each other a whole lot, it kind of just separated us as friends, and then EB brought us back together. Remember my buddy Madison who comes up when we play Madden and stuff like that? Yeah, I actually met him through GameStop, even though, well, I'll get into this story. So Madison would come in the store and he'd buy games and blah, blah, blah. And like, at the time, I didn't really have a whole lot of friends. Yeah, I have my buddy Justin, I hung out with all the time. My buddy Andrew had just moved to Grundy, which is like 2 hours from here. He was going to law school down there. I didn't really hang out with a lot of people, and so I was looking for new people to hang out with, and I was like, man, I'm going to use this position of working at GameStop. I'm with the public all the time. I can probably meet somebody and be friends, right? I think it was like a Madden release or something like that. Madison had picked up Madden, and I was like, man, we should play that sometime, or I don't remember exactly how it happened, but anyway, I started hanging out with him. And over the time, Madison's become one of my closest friends. I really enjoy hanging out with him. He's a super cool dude. Fun fact, I met him before I knew Tracy. Now, when me and Tracy had first got together, she was going through my friends list, you know, like seeing who the mutual friends were, and she was like, oh, how do you know this guy named Madison? And I said, hey, it's a guy that, you know, I hang out with. He's a super good friend. I met him through GameStop. She's like, he's my cousin. Madison and Tracy are actually second cousins. Yeah, I had to think about the lineage there. It's Tracy's dad's brother's grandson. Correct me if I'm wrong, second cousin. I didn't want to disturb the cat, but I wanted to change the scenery because I think that makes things like this feel fresher. And I think most importantly, one of the biggest things that GameStop taught me as a person, and one of the most valuable lessons that I learned from it, is how to be a people person. I'm not generally a big fan of people, and I don't mean that negatively, but if you have ever worked retail, you probably understand where I'm coming from. But working retail and working at GameStop, it gave me the ability to learn to talk to anyone. I can strike a conversation with anyone. The last time we were in Pigeon Forge, when we were waiting to ride that stupid Skylift thing that took you to nowhere and was overpriced, I struck a conversation with the guy behind me. It was literally about nothing, but it was just like, hey, this line's long, cool, where are you guys from? It really gave me the ability to talk to anybody, and that's something that is very, very valuable in life. My phone rang and Pablo stole my seat. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. The point of this whole thing is that I wanted to just make a point that even though sometimes things are really, really negative, good things come out of it. You may not see it at the time. I've made so many friends, and GameStop has impacted my life in so many ways outside of just being an employer, that it makes up for all the negative time spent. Like I said at the beginning of this vlog, I still think GameStop is one of the worst places as far as the way that they treat their employees and such, and that may have changed. I haven't been there in almost 4 years. But again, with all that stuff aside, it's brought me so many important things to my life. The biggest one being the woman in there who's sick carrying my child. If not for GameStop, I may be in a completely different situation right now. So again guys, I just want to apologize for this vlog because it's not really a vlog, it's more of just me talking, but I did want to still get something in to get something uploaded for you guys. Plus I slept most of the day after work, and that's just the way things happen. With that being said, tomorrow's going to be a huge day. It's our baby shower, so that's going to be awesome. Wisconsin plays Ohio State tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be awesome. So tomorrow should be a really, really good day. It's past midnight now, so I'm going to go to bed. I gotta get up early because I've got to work out in the morning, and then I've got to edit this vlog and make sure it gets up on time for you guys. And then we've got to be at the church at 1. It doesn't start until 2. We gotta be there at 1 because like, my mom's coming there early, and I think her mom's coming there early, and we just gotta make sure stuff's set up for this thing at 2. So tomorrow's going to be an awesome day. Thank you guys for bearing with me through this episode. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments below, is there something negative that you guys have gone through that's ended up bringing a lot of really positive things into your life? Feel free to share that with me. I'd love to read over that stuff. I love to connect with people like that. You don't have to share anything. That's not saying you do. There's some stuff that's personal with people, and I understand that. But if you have anything that you'd like to share, leave it in the comments below, and I will definitely take a look at it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was weird, but I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.